Obrigada.
You have to translate from
I need to, no, I think everyone just don't worry.
Bom dia a todos.
dia.
Desculpa, eu falo português muito pouco. So você entendeu inglês? Todos?
Todos.
Okay, obrigada. Okay. So today I'm going to present about the opportunities in South Africa. I mean, everyone here knows about the African continent. You always hear about the African continent. It's full of malaria, it's full of poverty, it's full of HIV, AIDS. But that's the perception that you have of Africa as a continent. But no one tells you that there's an Africa that is full of opportunity. There's an Africa that is full of growing at an alarming rate at 4.5% average growth, more than Europe, more than the developed countries. So today I'm going to present to you about opportunities in South Africa. Mr. Mohammed has already presented excellent opportunities in Egypt. So let's go. Vamos lá. All right. I've got just 10 minutes apparently to present, so I'll be quick. But if you have any questions, I am here today for the B2B. Oh, thank you. I think it's better. I'll be here with Mr. Mohammed as well with the business-to-business sitting afterwards. So please feel free if you need to ask me any questions. Thanks. Okay, so South Africa is at the tip of the African continent. We've just elected our 6th Democratic president on Saturday, the 25th of May, which was also the Day of Africa. And our president also reaffirmed, I just want to give you a quick reaffirmation from my president as well, that he affirms that brothers and sisters across the continent, that we together will realize the African Union's vision of the Agenda of 2063, and we're going to forge a free trade area that stretches from Cape Town to Cairo and bringing growth and opportunities to all African countries. And he also declares that our progress as South Africa depends on and cannot be separated from the onward march of our beloved continent, Africa. Thanks. Okay, so this is just to highlight that South Africa contributes, we have 50% of purchasing power parity or spending power in Africa, and our industrial output contributes towards 40% of the African continent, and we contribute 25% of our GDP towards the African continent as well. So, from a global perspective, South Africa, we are the top producers of minerals, as you can see, in terms of gold, platinum, rhodium, and manganese. And also we have 72% of the world's global manganese of chrome, and 80% of the global manganese reserves. And South Africa is ranked #1 in terms of our regulations and exchange, and in terms of our legal rights. And with the new accord of the purchasing power, we have this new act that is in South Africa, which also elevates this particular number in terms of the World Competitiveness Report, which is the promotion of the Investment Act that gives and reassures all countries that when you invest in South Africa, rest assured you have your repatriation of your funds and your debentures and your assets. So your money is safe in South Africa. Okay. These are just some of the priority sectors in South Africa that we're focusing on. And these are some of the incentive schemes that we offer for investors when you invest in South Africa. Okay, this presentation will be with you, so if if you need any, like I said previously, if you want to engage me later, please feel free. Okay, South Africa also we have special economic zones. A special economic zones is equivalent to Brazil's export promotion zones, and we have special rates in terms of corporate taxes. Instead of being in South Africa around you know, in various provinces, in specific special economic zones, you have a reduced rate of corporate taxes from 28% to 15%. And you also have labor legislation which is much more relaxed in those special economic zones than the rest of around South Africa. So these special economic zones are for investors to invest and promote investment in those particular zones. As I said, alluded to before, these are the incentives that you will gain when you are situated in those special economic zones. I also spoke about the Protection of Investment Act, where you, as an investor coming to South Africa, will have the same rights as a South African citizen. So there's no discrimination when it comes to that. Okay, these are some of the trade agreements. 1 minute? Oh, no. These are just some of the agreements that we have in South Africa with the rest of the continent, as well as you know that we're part of the BRICS countries, so Brazil, India, China, and South Africa. Also at the same time, you know, Brazil is chairing this year the BRICS summit, so all the delegations, all the presidents will be coming to Brazil on the 11th of November for the summit in Brasilia. Okay, this is the SADC South Africa agreement, where it was signed and you have access to 300 million consumers, but also at the same time, I think what is most important is the SACU-Mercosur agreement, which it took us since 2000, so it's about 19 years to basically come to this particular document. So SACU is the Southern African Customs Union, which is made up of Botswana, Lesotho, Namibia, Swaziland, and South Africa, and the Mercosur countries. So Mercosur has offered SACU about 1,052 products. Out of that, 778 are 0% import duty free. And SACU has offered Mercosur about 1,065 products, and 449 are 0% import duty free. So if you want to know what the products are, please feel free to come and engage me later as well. Thanks. This is also the tripartite free trade agreement, where you have access to the African continent with all the regional economic communities. And this is what Mr. Mohammed also spoke about, the Continental Free Trade Agreement. So when you come to Africa, you have access to 55 countries. And it's going to be a $3 trillion US dollar market with 1.2 billion consumer market. So they windows. This will be signed very soon. This is just some of the statistics that South Africa exports 483 million from 2017 to 2018. It has raised to 663 million US dollars. And South Africa imports from Brazil about 1.3 billion US dollars. Okay, so this is just some of the South African imports from Brazil, which is meat, vehicles, mechanical machinery, minerals and fuels, and electrical machinery. So that makes up the 1.3 billion US dollars. So this is a very important slide because South Africa, these are Brazil's top imports, okay, from the world. Brazil imports 181 billion US dollars from the world, okay, and it only imports what, 663 million US dollars from South Africa. And we, as South Africa, export to the world 86 billion US dollars. So there's huge opportunities for both countries in terms of complementary trade and opportunities in both countries. So this is just some of the top Brazilian imports from the world and what South Africa exports to Brazil. Okay. And these are some of the South African products that we export. Okay, next. Okay, muito obrigada. I just want to play a video quickly. And just before I go, please take these opportunities and grab it with both hands. Thank you.
Since the dawn of time, trade has been in our DNA. Our appetite for doing business dates as far back as the year 1200 AD. Mapungubwe is where it all began. Today, we're a country of 55 million people with 11 official languages. We are a country that is first in platinum, second in palladium, and sixth in gold output in the world. A country with the largest harbor container terminal in Africa, welcoming in excess of 4,000 vessels and handling close to 81 million tons of cargo a year. We are the biggest exporting country of the African continent. We boast one of the most popular tourist cities globally. And our tourism growth is amongst the top 3 in the world. We're in the top 10 of African countries on the quality of our governance with our robust multi-party democracy, and are rated top 3 in budget transparency. We're best in the world for our contribution to global peace and security, and we boast an internationally admired constitution. We are ambitious, we are resolute, and we are inspired. That's why we're in the top 39 for freedom of press, top 14 for investor protection, top 47 for global competitiveness overall, and top 35 for innovation. We are in the top 6 of 54 African countries for infrastructure. And our biggest international airport is consistently ranked best airport in Africa. Ours is the 19th largest stock exchange in the world, placing us in the top 3 for stock market regulation. We are located in the 2nd fastest growing region in the world and are the top investment destination in Africa. So if you're looking to invest, look to a continent that holds the world's economic future. Look to the country that has been doing business since the beginning of time. Look to South Africa, a country that's open for business.